Hey, if you ever mag dumped Killa and he's just not dying, this video is for you. Most players bring the wrong ammo, then blame the gun or the game. So in this video, let me show you how ammo actually works, how to judge bullets on your own, and which penetration values you should care about. The problem? There are hundreds of bullets, every caliber has 15 different versions and half of the spreadsheets online are outdated. But in PvE, the rules are a lot simpler than you think. What is penetration even? How does it work? In Tarkov, every bullet has a penetration value, and every armor piece has a tier of 1 to 6. The higher the armor tier, the more penetration you need to get through. As a rule of thumb, each tier is roughly times 10. So a tier 2 armor can be pierced by something around 20 pen. Tier 3 around 30 pen, and tier 4 armor needs roughly 40 pen to go through instantly. It's not an exact science because of damage reduction and armor damage, but this simple rule already tells you if your ammo even has a chance. If you want to learn more about armor, feel free to subscribe for my upcoming video about the topic. In PvE, PMCs almost never run strong helmets. In all of my raids, I've basically only seen tier 4 helmets or lower, and honestly can't remember a single PMC with a proper face shield. So the face hitbox is almost always open, but it's very small and inconsistent to hit. So even though I go for headshot when it matters, you still want ammo that can reliably punch through tier 4 helmets or body armor. That's kind of the upper limit of what a PMC brings. Now what about the actually scary enemies? Let's look at the two most armored targets in PvE, Killa and Tagilla. Killa has a tier 6 face shield and tier 4 helmet while wearing a tier 5 body armor. Tagilla has a tier 5 face shield, basically no protection to the back of his head, but his thorax is often protected by a tier 6 rig. So to get through the two brothers you basically need 50 or more pen, but they are only on very specific maps. Killa and Tagilla are the extremes, they are the absolute worst case scenario in PvE. The ammo you need for them is not the ammo you should be using in most of your raids in PvE. Okay, let's establish, unless you are specifically running Factory, Interchange or Labyrinth, you almost never deal with anything higher than tier 4 armor. And that's the key point for this video. For 99% of your raids, you only need ammo that can reliably penetrate tier 4 armor. The magic number for that is around 37 penetration. For example, 545 BT has 37 pen. 762 by 39 on the other hand has 35 pen, which can work, but it gets a bit dicey. And one of my favorite all-rounders is 762 by 51 BCP, which sits at 37 pen as well. At this point you might say, okay Max, that's 3 good bullets, but what about the rest? So let me show you the easiest way to judge any ammo in the game without memorizing anything. Click on any bullet, hover over penetration, and Tarkov literally tells you how likely it is to go through certain armor tiers. Green means it will probably pen on the first shot, yellow means it can pen, and red means it won't. Sometimes a few hits can still break through even if your ammo is slightly below the threshold. But the important ranges for PvE are basically anything above 35, 40 to 50 and 50 to 60. Anything above 60 pen is a guaranteed headshot kill on literally anything in the game except for specific bosses with high head hit points. But that doesn't mean you just load 60 pen ammo all day. Damage matters too. The thorax has 85 hit points, so if your bullet only deals something like 42 damage, even with high penetration you might need 3 hits instead of 2 to secure a kill. This can make the difference between living or dying. That's why some of the meta armor pen rounds can actually feel worse than cheaper ammo. Unless you have a special gaming chair and land every headshot, you want penetration and damage, in case you have to go for center mass. For high threats targets though, I try to go for headshots. When I hunt Killa for example, I'm using M61 or SNB, because it ends the fight instantly. But playing M61 every raid isn't realistic, you can only craft a limited amount. It's no longer purchasable from traders, and that goes for a lot of the good ammo now. It's either locked behind high-level traders or removed entirely. So here's the wipe strategy I personally use when it comes to ammo, and it works extremely well even in endgame. Early wipe I run anything that has 30 plus penetration, usually M855 that comes with your starting gear. During that time I try to kill Tagilla a few times, which usually gives me a nice stack of 545 BT early on. Then I run the AKS-74UB until level 22. Check out my cheap loadout video for more information on that. In case you can't farm Tagilla, at level 15 you unlock 45 FMJ, so you can move over to the UMP. It's a budget gun and it's super reliable, but I prefer the small AK. Level 22 is when Jaeger 3 unlocks, and that gives you access to 7.62x51 BCP FMJ. And BCP is honestly one of the best all-around bullets in the entire game. I use it even in maxed out gear. It's cheap, it's available, and it does everything you need for PvE. Later in the wipe you can top load some premium rounds for bosses, but for normal PMCs and scare fights you don't need anything more than this. Here are a few ammos I frequently use. M856A1 or M855A1 for the M4, 545 BT, BP or BS for the small AK, 7.62x39 PS or BP for the AKM style weapons, and finally 7.62x51 BCP M80 or M61 for the 308 guns. You can clearly tell that I'm a pen enjoyer, not a flash damage guy. But of course, if you're running Magnum buttshot in your shotgun or RIP in your MPX, you should go for the legs. And that's really all you need to know to pick the right ammo. If it can pen tier 4, has decent damage and you can get it in bulk, you're good to go. Thanks for watching, I hope you found this guide helpful. It would be nice if you subscribe and like. Don't forget to comment down below what's your favorite ammo.